about to take place, where truth resonates in the zone. You can't hide from in the zone.
Heaven's Heaven, Robbie Carr, proprietor and caterer. Heaven's Heavens at 513@gmail.com. Facebook page, Heaven Heaven. Instagram page, Heaven Heaven 72. Payment method, Cash App. Hashtag Rob L. Carr. Money orders and cash, no checks. Her number is 973-911-4310. Premium Tyrese Time and Table, where food is cooked with love. Tyrese Time and Table, catering and custom cakes. She can be reached out at Tyrese Time and Table on Instagram. Her food is delicious. Welcome, brothers and sisters, to In the Zone, where truth resonates. I'm your host, Lady V, and we have Lady Betty J. Moon from Lady Keepers. She's the CEO.
Greetings.
And we have one of our producers from a male's point of view. His name is King Sean.
Hello.
And welcome again to In the Zone. I'm Lady V. Let's get started with these questions. Why are men hurting today? And why do they refuse to acknowledge it? Is it possible these hurts came from a traumatic childhood and carried over into adulthood and never reconnected or reconciled? Could this be why men have a hard time conveying hurts and displaying love? What do you think about that, Mother?
Well, I think that most men have been taught not to express themselves, to show their feelings. They have been taught that it was a weakness. If you cry or if you hurt and you don't say I'm hurting or you hurt me, they look at it as a weakness, and this has been conveyed through generations.
Facts.
They have not been. It takes someone in the family to break the chain, and it takes a real man to cry. It's all right to cry. It's all right to say you hurt me.
It's cleansing. It's cleansing. It's
they
cleansing.
have not been taught that.
Mm-hmm. So, that's a very good point. So, what is your take on why men are hurting and why they refuse to deal with their hurts and their pains?
Honestly, I do agree with you. I do agree with what you said, and also it has a lot to do with like pride. Speaking from my point of view, pride that plays a big part of it. Pride, everybody, every man want to, be strong, want to, feel like,
they're bad. That's the macho image.
Yeah, so it's like it's an image that everybody's trying to maintain, and it's like it's okay to, show your emotions. It's okay to show your feelings. It's okay, to say you're hurt, but a lot of men don't know that, they feel weak in, that point of view.
So this is why men have a hard time conveying hurts, because when they cry, it makes them look like they're weak. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's one.
And most of the time when they express their hurt, they become angry.
Yes.
And they, if it's between a husband and wife, they don't really, especially if the man has not talked. Been talk things out. Because when I got married, my husband would never talk about, if I did something he didn't like, he would let it build up and then he would say, and then I learned that this is the way he was, so I would talk to him, I would make him talk. Now we have conversations. But when but most men, they convey their hurt through anger.
Right.
And then they don't say anything unless, now I'm talking about black men, that's uncut men. They if they if they done had a drink,
right,
or they done got high, you know, then they'll tell you how they feel.
Yeah.
Right.
But just to sit down and talk to them soberly, they won't say a word. They won't tell you how they feel. They won't tell you,
open
I don't
up.
like that you leave the toothpaste, or, you know, I don't like that.
Well, I guess I should have been a man then, because that drives me nuts when somebody leaves the top off the toothpaste. But let me digress.
No, that
and
was
go
just
back
a
to
little
this.
example.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So, would you say that degrading our black men has been systematically through generations of time from the white man?
Yes. Yes.
And do you think that women were put in a place where we shouldn't have been? Because, I mean, when slavery was here, we were put into positions to be the man and not to acknowledge the man as being the head of the household.
I don't think it really started with slavery. I think it really started with when welfare came about.
Okay.
When when slavery was, they did what they had to do.
Okay.
But when welfare came about, the man couldn't be in the house if he didn't have a job. He had to leave the house. They couldn't have, you know, he couldn't be with his family. So they broke the family up because they didn't allow, in order for them to get that check, the man couldn't be in the house. In order for the woman to get the check to feed the kids, the man couldn't be in the house.
Okay.
So I think that's where it started from.
Okay, let me hear your point.
Honestly speaking, from, you know, a man's point of view, I just feel like I was taught, you know, to provide for your family. You know, that's a man. You know, that's whether you want to, whether, you know, it's just, you know, but that's just one of the main points of being a man. Otherwise, everybody is not a man. I mean, being as though gender-wise they are, but as far as like the responsibility of a man, I don't feel as though a lot of people take that serious. And it's like, that's why it's a lot of us, they have others looking bad. Like, you know, in my eyes, for example, it could be one person, one man, you know, ain't doing where I ain't, but that don't mean everybody like that. You feel me? And I feel as though a lot of people put men in the same category as, oh, we not nothing, or we not, you know, we do this and we ain't, you know, this and that. And I feel as though it's not right, because as though, like I said, one heartbreak or one everybody's not like that. You can't put everybody in the same category as that. You feel me? So it's like, I feel as though that's a problem in a way, you know, that can also degrade a man, or you know, make a man feel like, you know, because your last it's not, whatever happened in your past is not gonna happen again. You know, I'm not 9 times out of 10. Like, it's not gonna always be the same result, end result.
I feel like it did stem from slavery, because when they took the man out of the equation from the family, it made women to come into a position where she had to be the mother and the father, and the man wasn't looked upon. So, in other words, when Massa took the man from the equation of the nucleus of the family, it said, okay, well, I'm putting the woman in charge, and knowing we already have enough to deal with, working in the fields, making sure the food is clean, cooking the food, cleaning up, you know, we needed the man. We've emasculated men to the point where we act as though that you're not important, and trust me, you're very, very vital to our family. We have to learn to stop emasculating men, putting them down, especially when they're already down. We have to learn how to come up and talk to our men, because we're hurting too from generational curses. You know what I'm saying, Mother? We're hurting too. We need to know how to come together and talk. You know, there's some hurts that we've done to our men from generations. And it's sad, because now we're living in the age of the woman. Yes, we're powerful. Yes, we dominate, but we still need you. You men are vital. You have no idea how vital you are. The next question is, was the injustice upon our men made to control not only men but the women too?
It was made to control the women also.
How so?
Well, the woman would be used against her man. So that would control, like, okay. say in slavery, they would take the man and separate him from his family. And he would work the field, and then they would have what they call the house nigga.
Right.
And the women would cook. Some of them would work the field, and some of them would have to be master's kept woman. And it was a generational division.
Right.
So
to break
to-
down the black man.
Yeah, it was to break the family, because a real family is strong. It's strong when the man is at the head of the helm, and the wife is in her place. But see, I think that they take it so wrong in the Bible when they say a helpmeet,
Okay.
and the man does not want the woman to be the helpmeet. The helpmeet means that we walk side by side.
Right, and we
And
help you out
yeah.
when you stumbling, you know. Right.
I help you with your vision, because God gives their vision to the head, to the man.
To the man, that's right.
Because he did that in Genesis. He gave Adam the charge, and Adam was not in his place when the snake Satan came about talking to Eve. He didn't just do it that one time. He had been talking to her
Right.
to turn her
He
head.
had to
And
gain
this
her
is-
confidence.
Right, and this is what happens to women who have been hurt by a man. They do that. They'll get another woman, and they take their baggage into another relationship.
Yes, and not healing themselves
That's
from the past
it. They
thing.
take that baggage
Right,
with them,
right.
Because they don't know how to be healed. They don't know how to let it go. They hold on to it. And when they take it into the next relationship, when you find people that are married 7 and 8 times, something is wrong.
Yes, it is.
It's not the person you've married. It's you, because you've taken your baggage. You didn't unpack your suitcase before you went into that room.
Is it safe for me to say that our generation and generations before, the black man, the black woman, the indigenous person, would you say that we're all mental ill because we wasn't taught to deal with things or talk about it? Because like when I grew up, my grandmother or my mother would say, you don't tell nobody what's going on in my house. If you do, I'm gonna whoop that ox. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? And sometimes things that's going on in the house need to be dealt with from a professional standpoint.
Yes.
We have to talk. We have to talk to each other. We have to learn to reconnect with each other because it's been so long. Instead of us doing the, to get down, we really got to talk to each other
Have you ever
and see
wondered why?
where we.
Can I ask this? Have you ever wondered why so many black men have strokes and heart attacks?
Because they hold on to the anchor.
Yeah.
And
They
then
don't
you-
know how to relate.
They don't know how to let it go. They don't know how to release it. And also, women. You find now a lot of women having strokes and having heart attacks, and things are happening because of the fact they have not been taught
How to deal.
how to deal with
Yeah.
it. They haven't been taught to say, "Honey, you hurt me." They haven't been taught. And then you have generations where babies are raising babies.
That's true. And that's been going on
Definitely,
forever.
yeah.
And you know
Yeah.
what? See, we don't realize it. A lot falls on us as a people. For instance, a single mother could have 3-4 children. If the mother is working every day, she puts a lot of responsibility on that child, where that child should be able to be a child and say, hey, this is too much for me, Mom. But then we have men that won't step up to the plate. We just got to do better with communication with each other, and we have to deal with tough content between each other. Yes, it's going to get us upset, but there's healing. It's healing in talking. May I ask one more question? I'm going to direct this question to you, okay? King Sean. Could it be that the original man has lost contact with the Creator? Meaning God, meaning universe. Have we lost it so much that we don't even acknowledge God, and that's another reason why we're in a predicament that we're in right now?
I would say yes and no to that. honestly, a lot of people are not like very religious, you know, and I feel as though, in my eyes, being as though I did grow up in church, you know, I don't go every day, but you know, I did grow up in church, so it's like a lot of people know God is a big factor in your life. Like whether you want to acknowledge it, whether you want to, you know, say it, you know, that God plays a big part in your life. Like,
So what I'm saying is, do you think that man has lost contact with the Creator so he can be the one with God?
I do. I honestly do. I don't know. It's just like I said. I don't know. It's a whole. It's a religious thing. Like if you don't believe or if you don't feel as though you have that certain bond or like I don't know how to really describe it, but it's just like like I said, God plays a big part. So you gotta always have a bond with him. You always gotta even if it's not every day, at least get down, pray, talk to him, let him know, if you don't want to, because like you said, some men don't know how to let it out. If you don't want to talk to nobody, get on your knees.
You know what? I shouldn't even said men. I should have said people, because we are people that only want to acknowledge God when things are going on.
Right.
We only want to acknowledge God when things are going great for us. And that's when we pray. Oh, thank you, God. And then he'll hear from us again. Let me direct this to you, Mother Betty Moon. The woman to disrespect authority which God placed upon the male as the head. What? Okay. Could it be that the original man has lost contact with the Creator and began relying on himself? Do he need to rely on himself and lean to his own understanding?
No, I don't think the original man did that. I think because of the fact that he disobeyed God. He did not. When he made Adam, he charged him, gave him a charge. And he gave him dominion
over the earth.
Gave him dominion. Adam named all the animals. He didn't have to till the land. He didn't have to do anything but just be there for God and take it. His job was to have dominion over the garden, but he did not take care of his wife, of Eve. He did not take care of her. And that happens today with men. They get so enthralled on their job, making money, got to take care of the house, and that's good. But the most important thing is family.
Yes.
Taking care of your wife, spending that time with her, and conversing with her, being in good relationship with her, because God has ordained the family. He ordained the family. That's God. That started back in the Garden of Eden. He ordained the family. And when he ordains the family, that means that you must be in right relationship. When family is in right relationship, then it's easy for you to be in right relationship with God.
I agree with that. But let me throw this at you. Even though Adam had dominion over everything within a proximity, right? So, do you think that Eve said, I'm getting bored. We can only go in four corners. What's outside of this? I want to discover that. Do you think that she was out of line as a woman and not conferring with her husband, Adam?
When she listened to Satan, she listened to another man, and instead of listening to her husband, but he was not in the place where he should have been.
Right.
Because if he had been in the place where he should have been, he would have heard the snake talking to her. And he would have brought correction to him. Because Adam had the dominion over the snake. He didn't. So when God came looking for him, they had done ate from the tree that they were not supposed to eat from.
And they were aware of their nakedness.
Yeah, that tree, That was the truth.
That was the
good and
enlightenment.
evil.
Right.
That was the enlightenment. But God had made them beings. You know, beings. He made man in His image. So Adam had the Spirit of God in him. That's why he was able to talk to God and converse with God. Him and Eve, because they said they hid and had leaves around them, and he said, we hid. He said, Adam, where are you? He didn't say, Eve, where are you? He said, Adam, where are you? And Adam said, I was hiding because I was naked. And God said, who told you you were naked? And he said he ate from the tree. He said, that woman you gave me. Instead of him, see, all he had to do was repent.
That's it.
If he had repented, that's being in relationship, right relationship. And even sometimes with our husband and wife, we might do something or say something that might hurt. But if you come back to that man or that woman and say, baby, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Forgive me. But you know, when you talk and you talk it out, it can mend the relationship.
It could, but you know what too? I gotta play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Now. It could mend the relationship, but the damage is already done. What you said, you can't take back what you said.
No, you can't take back what you said.
But saying sorry ain't sorry, because the damage was already done. I think too, Eve had put herself in a position whereas she was out of order. She was out of order for taking the fruit and eating it. Out of order for talking to the snake and like doing this to her husband. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and that was the beginning of the sins.
She said, "No." She said, "Come on, you ain't gonna die.
Eat it. Take a bite with it.
I ate it.
That's a co-defendant. You know what I'm saying? That's a co-defendant. You know what I mean?
I didn't die. See, I ate it. The snake ate it. He didn't die.
They were being co-conspirators. You know what I'm saying?
See what Satan he did. He gave a half truth. See, that's what he does. He give a half truth, and it happens sometime between husband and wives. They do when they've done something wrong. They do a half truth. But when you've been married for a while and you've been in relationship, an intimate relationship, you know that man.
That's true.
And you know that woman.
That's true.
You know when they're sincere or when it's just jiving you, you know, just stringing you along for peace because you don't want to hear no more about what you did. But I'm talking about the sincerity of relationship when a man has done something wrong and he said, honey, I am really sorry. You know and he asked for forgiveness. You're
right. You know. That's true. That is true.
Now, if he is not sincere, you know if he's not sincere.
True.
That's when things fall apart, start falling apart. That's when the devil starts chipping on the marriage. You know, the foundation of the marriage. You start chipping at it.
Okay, I could go with that. So, how should men of today start acknowledging the wrongs that they've done in this life and past lives? How do men go to any woman that they hurt, their mom, their sister, their grandmother, and have a conversation? To me, just saying sorry is not enough. You know, if I was a man, I would be, Ma, please forgive me for all the things that I've done, and I'm asking you to please forgive me. Because when you do that, when you say to somebody, say, you're asking for forgiveness and you want them to forgive you, that's going to bridge the gap to make it come together. But enough about me. What do you think? I have feedback from over there. Excuse me. Anyway,
but in forgiveness sets you free.
It does. It is
forgiveness. When you don't forgive, you're being held hostage to whatever happened.
Right.
Now, true forgiveness comes from the heart.
Yes.
And
Yes.
when you forgive someone, you don't bring it up no more.
Right. You can forgive but never forget.
No. True forgiveness, you forget.
Yeah, you forget.
True forgiveness, you forget. You let it go. True forgiveness.
Because when you don't forget, you still holding on to it.
Because when you see that person, it rises up.
again. Yeah.
Okay, you might not say nothing, but true forgiveness, hey, it's over. It's a done deal. You don't pick it up no more.
See, a lot of that, like I said, a lot of it has to do with pride. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't want to put their pride aside and just, if you was wrong, you was wrong. Like, if you was wrong, just own up to it. Apologies. And it's not just about an apology. It's about your actions after the apology. You feel me?
Right,
You're gonna
exactly.
You're gonna show them. You can tell me, you can apologize to me all you want. But if you don't show that you really apologize, that you're sincere behind it, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. A real man is gonna own up. It's alright to have anger problems, to be mad, but a real man is gonna own up to when they're in the wrong and gonna, take that. Like, I take that. That's in my opinion, that's the true man.
So, how do we heal men in this hour who are hurting? How do we do that, Mother Betty and Brother King Sean? How do we come to a place where we can really get brothers to talk and get us together as a race of people?
I would say, in my eyes, I don't know. I guess you would have to make someone feel comfortable in a way. That's the only way I can think about it. Like, I'm the type of person, like, I don't care who you are. You can feel comfortable. You want to cry, scream, whatever. I just want you to feel comfortable to let it out. Because I know holding it in is going to do nothing but make you want to, at least when something brutal actually happens, then everything start coming out. 2012, 2013, like, why you didn't tell me this, But no, honestly, like, you just really, like, is,
Mother, do you have a suggestion?
I would today it would have to be the right setting for the right time for that person to feel comfortable, and that person would have to want to be healed.
I hear you, but if the repercussions of your actions in these streets is making you hurt even more to your own people that you're damaging, how can we stop hurting each other? How?
start loving.
Sometimes people don't even realize that's what they're doing, because that's the part that's in them.
Yeah.
That's who they are.
But you wasn't born like that.
A lot of
They
stuff
think they are.
think they are.
They think they are. They might wasn't born like that, but they were raised up in that.
Right.
Just like when you see the young men selling drugs,
Right.
that's generational.
Yes.
That's generational. They, like you see gamblers, that's generational.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break. Thank you for tuning in to In the Zone.
It's time to awake. There'll be no escape. You can't hide what's about to take place. Where truth resonates in the zone. You